Kai Havertz to the rescue as Arsenal go top of the EPL. Hi guys, welcome to Click Sports. My name is Shalom Habu. Without much further ado, let's jump into our analysis of all the weekend's games and events that took place during the weekend.
You are watching Click Sports. Click to explore the games.
What was the game of the weekend and an exciting one for us neutrals? Both teams served up a top of the table classic which ended in a 1-1 draw with goals from Haaland for Manchester City and Trent Alexander-Arnold for Liverpool. Both teams couldn't be separated, and I guess both managers should be content at least with a draw, especially Klopp and Liverpool, who were the away team on the weekend. In terms of game stats, both teams had their fair share of the ball. Man City, however, dominated the possession by 60%, while Liverpool managed 40%. And the shots that resulted from this were 16 shots for Man City, 8 for Liverpool. 5 of them were on target for Man City, and 3 of them were on target for Liverpool. So as things stand now, Man City sits second in the league, behind Arsenal on 29 points, and Liverpool are third on 28 points. So good for them, good game. I'll say a good draw. I'll say between both managers and both teams, Liverpool should even be much more happier out of the two with the result. I know Man City will have loved to have won this game considering they were at home, and obviously it's a title race. You can't afford to drop points to your rivals, and any point drop now is like, it's critical. So any point, so you must gain as much points as possible. So Man City will not be as happy as Liverpool. Liverpool will gain a little confidence from this, because I mean last season when they came to Man City they were thrashed, and this season now they've shown that yes, they've been able to close the gap from last season, and with getting a draw against City away, good for them, good for their confidence, good for your club. So let's see how it goes. Let's keep an eye on these two teams. They are in the title race along with Arsenal. So these are the three teams that we know are chasing the title. And these two teams, they went at it this weekend. We saw what they did. We saw how good the game was. We saw how keenly contested and how much these guys are fighting for the title. So let's keep an eye on this and see how it goes for them. In the other game of the weekend, the other big game of the weekend, we saw Arsenal as they were able to nick a 1-0 victory against a resilient Brentford side in what was the most exciting game. It wasn't the most exciting game for fans and neutral. It was really a boring game, but I mean Arsenal got the victory in the end. However, it did go to show that Arsenal can win even when they don't have the best game, and that is a sign of a team that could potentially become champions. Potentially. This is a common characteristic of past champions. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United in the past, Mourinho's title winning Chelsea in the past had a lot of bad performances where they were still able to get the victory. And a lot of times when this happened, people always say that this is a mark of a champion. This is a mark of a champion when you don't perform well, but you're still able to grab that important victory. So this is good for Arsenal. In terms of the game, as I said earlier, it was quite a dull game. We saw Ramsdale, however, get a start in the absence of David Raya, who obviously is on loan from Brentford, and when you're on loan in the EPL, you cannot play against your parent club. So he couldn't play against Brentford today. So Ramsdale was brought back into the lineup, and yeah, it was overall, I'll say, a 6/10 performance for Ramsdale. He was quite nervous at the start of the game, and tried to make a few passes here and there, but yeah, he was a bit shaky at the start, but eventually he grew into the game. You know, so his collecting of crosses, his shot stopping, but back to the standard that we know Ramsdale is good at. So I'll say overall, he didn't really do too much that you would say that okay, fine, throw him back into the lineup and drop Raya. You know, he didn't do too much. I think going forward, Raya will come back into the lineup and we'll continue to see Raya, and then maybe Ramsdale will probably, in my opinion, I think this is probably his last game for Arsenal as an Arsenal player, in my view, because you really think about it, he wants to be in England lineup, he wants to go to the Euros. You can't be sitting on the bench at Arsenal. So most likely we should expect to see Ramsdale get sold in January. But yeah, in terms of which other standout performances can I talk about? Declan Rice. I say Declan Rice was pretty much the only standout performance for Arsenal. Yeah, another man of the match performance for him again. What can I say? I mean, right now that £105 million Arsenal spent on this guy is looking like a coup. Right now, it's looking like Arsenal even did not even spend the actual money they were supposed to spend on this guy, because How many man of the match performances has he had so far since he came? I think it's his 5th man of the match performance now for Arsenal. Declan Rice is something else, man. He's a proper defensive midfielder, and he has been Arsenal's best player this season, and he has been consistent. And then again, this game you saw him again save the ball from the line, save the goal up the line for Arsenal, kept Arsenal in the game, and he was solid Declan Rice, you understand. He had a shot that was deflected. If not, we would have probably scored a goal today. And yeah, good for him, good for Arsenal. But the major talking point for me from the game was, man, the most criticized player in the league, the most hated man of all time in my view, Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz came to the rescue for Arsenal and he grabbed the winning goal. What can I say? Wow, this is great confidence for him. I'm sure he must feel relieved. You could even see, even at the end of the game, Arteta was pushing him towards the fans and was pointing at him. All these things could just add up to give him more confidence, and let's hope that he can kick on from this and continue to deliver more for Arsenal. Arsenal spent a huge sum of money on you, so bro, you have to deliver, and this is just the start of it in my view. And yeah, most people may not believe this, but when I was sitting down there watching the game, and I was just thinking, this game was nil-nil. What substitutions can Arsenal actually make? Who knows? And something just told me, who knows, maybe Kai Havertz is the guy to come in and score. And lo and behold, he came in, he scored. Good for Arsenal, top of the table as it stands now on 30 points. Good for them. Like I said, bad performance, but grab the win. Boring Arsenal is the talk, just like the days of George Graham. Boring Arsenal, but who cares if you're winning? Who cares if you're getting the 3 points? That's all that matters at the end of the day. So yes, in the next game we saw Newcastle thrash Chelsea by 4-1. Prior to the game, most felt that Chelsea, based on their previous performance against Spurs and Man City, will come away from this game with a victory. However, the reverse was the case, and embarrassingly so. Chelsea were horrible to say the least and were lucky to only concede 4 goals. We saw a brilliant free kick from Sterling, but that was the only positive about Chelsea. You understand? A bad mistake from Thiago Silva. Why did you start Ugochukwu and keep Caicedo on the bench? I mean, so many things. Conor Gallagher should not even be starting for Chelsea. What does Enzo Fernandez even do for this team? £100 million. What is Enzo Fernandez? Fine, he was probably the best player in this team, but me, I'm just saying, like, considering like how much they spent on him and what they spent to bring him in, and Fernandez hasn't really done much like that. So like, come on Chelsea, like you really need to pick up yourselves and like fix up. You understand? But as for Newcastle, they were on points, played their best game of the season so far. They had aggression, had energy. In spite of their injury list, the players that were on board, their players are still featured, and they played well. They gave their all for the manager and the fans, and it's good for them. They're going to this week Champions League playing against PSG, and there was a bit of a dilemma. Okay, a lot of injuries for the Newcastle team. Which game do you prioritize? Do you prioritize the Chelsea game, or do you forfeit the Chelsea game, sort of not go full strength against Chelsea and go full strength against PSG? But for me, I think that everything is falling into place for them, and it was a good victory for them, getting that 3 points now, against Chelsea, and then they can go in and then put in their best foot against PSG, and also keep themselves in the Champions League too, because this game, also winning this game, is also they are trying to get back in the Champions League next season. So it's good for them. It's good for them. I think good victory for Newcastle, chasing the top 4. They're in the race for the top 4, and but as for Chelsea, well, better luck next time. In the other game we saw Manchester United trash Everton by 3-0 with goals from Alejandro Garnacho. What a beautiful goal that was. I think that will probably go down as the goal of the year, goal of the season. He'll probably win the Pushkas at the FIFA Awards next season, but let's keep an eye on and see how that goes. Goals from Marcus Rashford, scored a penalty, and Anthony Martial was also on the score sheet, surprisingly so. So good for United. United have been gradually climbing up the table, and now as things stand now, United are now up to 6th on 24 points. United are just 6 points away from Arsenal. Just 6 points from the top team. So those of us who were writing off United at the start of the season when it looked like they were struggling, I mean, you can see now that we're just overreacting. Erik ten Hag has sort of settled the ship now, and United are now gradually getting back there. So good game for them. Surprisingly, it was a fairly even game. Despite the fact that Everton were thrashed, it was a fairly even game. And if you look at the possession stats, Everton had more possession than United. Everton had 51% possession, United had 49% possession. Talk about the shots. Everton had 24 shots. Yeah, and 6 of them were on target. How many shots United had? United had only 9 shots, and 4 of them were on target. And yeah, that is a sign of efficiency. You don't have to have all the shots in the world. You just take the ones you can get. You take them, and United's 4 shots on target produced 3 goals. So an efficient performance for United. Great game for them. Good for them. Good to see that they are climbing back up the table. Good to see that the fans are happy. Everyone is happy. Everyone at United is happy. I mean, they've eased up the manager's back a little bit, and so yeah, let's see how it goes for them. You understand? All the best to them in the race for the top 4. I'll say top 4. I won't say title is United's target this season, but the top 4 for now. So good for them. Congratulations. And yeah, great weekend all around. Right, so that's it guys for today's video. I want to thank you guys for tuning in once again. Please guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And yeah, like, share and click the subscribe button. And also don't forget to also click the notification button so that you are notified every time we make a new video. Thank you guys very much, and see you in the next video.